said, for the people who have rented the pavilions for family reunions, and there's quite a few of them. And I don't think it would be a big deal to have it open. And I think with one person that you could sort of hire full-time the Wednesday through the Sunday, and then another part-time person to just be there on the weekends with that person. I think what we would have to decide is, would we wanna charge something to come into the park? Would we just have it open?
Could contact the health department to see what regulations they would
There are
require.
for, something like that, other than having hand sanitizer
Just
available, which you
carry
would
in.
do in bathrooms and carry in and carry out.
They're good
All
with
the
it.
parks are basically, and the rules are changing by the day, which doesn't mean by June first, that we wouldn't be rolled back, but
So why would we have to hire someone if it's just a carry in and carry out, and you let people know that, they have their reservation? We just put a sign up that it's reserved that day for those people, so someone doesn't take it, but they would know they'd have to clean.
well, I think you'd be better off hiring someone who would just be there, because what happens when you get there and someone else is in the pavilion and I mean, we have $46,000 in the budget right now, and that isn't including Barry's salary, because he has to mow the lawn and do everything anyway, whether we open the park or we don't open the park, so, I just thought if we had someone there who was sort of overseeing, it might be safer for everybody.
You'd also guarantee that they're carrying in and carrying
Well,
out.
that too, yeah. And I think the only other option to that is cameras, but then you don't
No.
know, you can't identify people all the time, so.
I think we certainly ought to utilize what we can at the park, the trails and the playgrounds, everything but the pool.
The other thing is that wouldn't that person be responsible for looking at the trails and making sure that they were safe for use, or?
Yeah,
I mean,
Barry
if
pretty
they-
much
Barry-
does
Cause you know how
that.
it gets
Check
muddy
that
and
out.
whatnot.
Barry does that,
Barry
but
does that.
someone helping him do some of that
Right.
certainly is not, I mean, there's enough for a person to do for 8 hours a day, a couple days a week, certainly.
I don't know if I would charge though, cause they already are charging to use the pavilions. I don't know if I'd charge them again, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, without the pool, I mean, yeah, you're just coming in and
Using the
having,
playground
right,
and.
yeah.
So like a daily entry for people who aren't renting? Is
Well,
that-
they used to charge $1, I think, a head, which is, you know, minuscule and doesn't make a difference. I have no problem with not charging, I just didn't know, I mean, it's up to everybody what they think.
Are your pavilions just rented on Saturday and Sunday?
Yes. I think there's just a lot of feeling in the town that we got here that kids have nothing to do right now, and it would be really nice if they could at least use the park to play basketball, and there's a volleyball net.
I'd like to see us open it back up without charging.
Me too. I mean, I definitely would like to see.
Having a town employee there for the 8 hours makes sense because it's a security and it's somebody there in case of an emergency.
Just the presence
Exactly,
of
yeah.
somebody there
Yeah,
kind of
keep
keeps
everybody
things
all
under
honest.
control, yeah.
Is there cell service there?
There's actually a landline there.
Well, that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
is that unless you have
I
an
think there's-
employee,
I
they would
think
have
there
to
is-
have access to
yeah.
that landline.
No, there is a landline. I think there's I think you get cell
Yeah, when
service there.
I've been there before and used it also.
There are, Danielle and Matt had come in, they've come in a couple times and talked, and we've all talked about some ideas of maybe like some music in the park, if Matt thinks there would be some, you know, we're talking high school kids who have a band or whatever, like maybe on a Thursday night. Someone asked about, food trucks and, you know, and that might be an idea if you did a Thursday night where some food trucks set up and families could come and there'd be some music and just something that people can do outside,
Show them
yeah.
do something.
Yeah, right, exactly, 'cause we're all getting pretty depressed from,
I think keeping the dumpster there is probably a good idea also.
Cause we gotta have, some people will not take it.
Right.
We gotta
If you have a
something
dumpster
to
there, you
prevent-
don't wanna tell people just to use the town dumpster,
Right.
but they're more apt to throw it in somebody else's dumpster than
You can
leave
lock
it,
it.
leave it in
You
pavilion.
can lock it too.
We're paying for the dumpster, whether they use it or
yeah,
not.
right,
Right.
exactly, yeah.
Somebody's gonna throw stuff in the dumpster versus leaving it in the pavilion.
Well, they are paying $100 for,
To clean up.
to
yeah.
clean up now, so if it's not clean, they're not gonna get their refund, so.
And, but we'll need someplace to put it if they don't,
Mhm.
so we should keep the dumpster there.
Well, you could do garbage cans too, that
It's not just
Dairy can
pavilions
take
though,
down.
it's kids with pop cans
No,
and
yeah,
cigarette
exactly.
wrappers and
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 they're
what's
not
the
gonna
time-
put it in the
potato chip
dumpster
bags
anyway.
and.
What's the time frame for opening the pool?
We don't have one.
COVID.
I think we already talked about
Yeah,
not opening this
yeah,
year.
we're not, yeah, we already said we weren't opening.
But the
pool.
pool
I think the state's gonna have a lot to say about that.
is openable if COVID is in the past, the pool is ready to be open?
Well, the pool takes a good 3 weeks to open, so it
If
couldn't
it
be
passes
open
the state
in a day.
inspection.
Yeah. And that would involve the health department with the pool right now, that wouldn't be a consideration.
Do you need a motion then?
Sure.
I'll make a motion that we open the park with the current restrooms, with no charging.
I'll second that motion.
Are we gonna, do you wanna be open the full week, open Wednesday through Sunday?
Don't you start off Saturday or Sunday? And then I like your idea of having a food truck there one day a week, like Thursday or something. And
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's possible, but I would reach out if,
I'm sure
you know.
Mojo's with nobody
well,
else.
yeah, well,
would do
Mojo would definitely do it, I'm sure of that, but, yeah, I
Yeah, but
think
the
we could
parents-
make it a
the
nice
parents would-
family kind of thing on at least one night a week and see.
I think we ought to give it a try, anyway.
Don't you have a park committee who could work on that?
We do have a park committee, yeah, I think it's Cheryl.
There you go.
Not it?
I like the idea of the Wednesday through Sunday, but I think there should be something put in place where Monday and Tuesday, if you are gonna hire people, that there's a deep clean of the restrooms and at least a
Oh,
spray
yeah.
down of all tables on the off days, to make sure.
Oh, no, the person, that's why you'd have a person, cause they're gonna have to, if you're gonna open the restrooms, they'd have to
But I get there'd be
clean.
cleaning every day, but I think
Yeah.
like the Monday, Tuesday that the
Oh,
park's
yeah, do,
closed, there should be a thorough
Mhm.
sign off of, you know, your
They're
duties
probably
are
cheaper
here and
than
clean.
the other jobs.
Yeah.
Any further discussion? I mean, we have time now, once we make the decision to, you know,
I'm sure we
make
got all sorts of
further,
time.
oh, yeah. Well, I keep saying that, but actually it's not that far away.
So is this motion for opening it for Saturday and Sunday, and then we're gonna revisit at a later date for
It was for
Wednesday
Wednesday through
through
Sunday.
Wednesday or Sunday?
No charge.
Okay.
Except for the pavilions,
Correct.
right?
Great, yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And that was with our current restrooms. So we're
Right,
not-
oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Not
yeah,
gonna-
Yeah.
definitely, okay. Yeah, I think the porta potties would be silly when we have the facility, but, the rabies clinic is this Saturday, we've put ads in the paper, they're on Facebook, there are flyers hanging around. If there's anyone here who would like to volunteer to work for it, we're accepting volunteers. It's, you don't have to deal with the animals or
I think I'd rather deal with the animals than the people.
Yeah, well, good point. But anybody who's interested, it's 10 to noon, and did Deb say what time?
We're gonna start setting up around nine
Yeah,
fifteen.
that's what I thought. And it's just gonna be a drive-in, bring your pets out of your car.
That's at the park, right?
Yes, it's at the park, yes.
When I do Meals on Wheels, I put up enough dogs, so.
Oh. I think there's a lot of people around who need rabies shots, so hopefully they'll be there. We will not be able to do licenses though, because there is no electric and we're gonna be out of doors, so that's gonna be one of the bad things about it. Okay, I have Richie's 284 agreement.
Did you have an eye?
Oil and hollow.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't read my own writing over here. Oil Well Hollow.
I'll make a motion that we approve a qualified abandonment of Oil Well Hollow Road.
Second.
Any discussion?
Will we be liable for anything that occurs on that?
No, that's, we won't be liable.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
He asked if we would be liable for anything that,
Well, Hollow Road, if we repair it, not use it, not,
If you do the qualified abandonment, and your question is, I'm sorry, I'm just a
will we
little hard
be
of
li-
hearing.
it's gonna be accessible to anybody on that thing. Will we be liable for anybody using that road?
No, because the town will no longer be responsible for maintaining it.
I realize that.
My only question, I just wanna make sure, do we have, because we are abandoning Oil Well Hollow, is it at a certain address to,
yeah,
what's that next road up there?
Campbell Road.
Campbell Road.
Yeah, it's
So does
from-
it specifically say from that last address on the road to Campbell Road is what's being abandoned, not the entire road?
The description, the best that I got from the highway superintendent, and the description that I've used so far, says that the part of Oil Well Hollow that's going to be abandoned starts at its intersection with Campbell Road and then goes northeast along Oil Well Hollow for 1 mile. And so I don't know how many intervening property owners there are or what their numbers are. That's just the best description that I got from the superintendent.
Yeah, I just wonder if it should have, there's one, I believe it's a house, I don't think it's just somebody's summer home. I just wonder if we should add from this address to Campbell Road is what's being abandoned, and be more specific
Correct.
with,
Let's Brandon.
There
not
is,
just saying from Campbell Road
1
to
mile
1
might
mile.
fall 1,000 feet short of the.
Right.
I know where the point is, but I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, I tried to look it up on the map, but it won't tell me the address of the
Because
house.
Brandon Matthews lives on the left.
Yeah, and then there's
And
one right
then
on
the
the right.
3M Hunt Club, well, it used to be the 3M Hunt Club's on the right.
Yeah.
And then it's right there after that Hunt Club that they want to
So
abandon.
I just think we should do it properly and add that last address is where we're abandoning it, from that address to Campbell Road.
I think we have the actual address, cause it's at Greg Nellenbacher's
In the
property,
quarter?
and we have a description, and,
From their property.
Right.
we have a map, and everybody was notified to,
Well, no, I get that, I just
yeah,
wanna make sure we're
yeah, no, I agree.
being specific, so if somebody comes back and asks, I
Did you
mean,
just sell that?
Right, because if
It's
if
kinda
it says
subjective, I
1
guess.
mile, 1
Neither
mile.
side of the
might
line,
not-
that side of the line.
right.
do you know,
It's not anymore.
I mean, I can get a,
Portions of
right
it,
down the
I
road.
beg pardon?
I can get you the address.
yeah.
Yeah, the address, actually, it would be helpful to get the address and the name of the present owner and maybe the tax map number.
Yeah, I think I've got most of that on the map that the assessor got for us.
And then you'd go from that line, I guess it would be the west line, or the,
You have the agreement right there?
The one from the guys.
Only problem with the tax back number, it could include, it can include quite a few feet up the road or half a mile up the road.
but I think the intent is to keep it, keep the town road open all the way across that person's road frontage.
Like, I don't know.
And then when his or her, their road frontage stops, that's where the qualified abandonment would begin.
Well marked it, Greg's
It is,
land,
I just,
and there's like a cement marker there.
oh, it's thoroughly marked.
Yeah,
I just
no,
feel
yeah.
like if you're gonna put something in writing, it should have
The
from this address
specifics,
to
yeah.
Campbell Road. I mean, even if it's gotta wait till next month just to have that information in there, I don't think it's a huge
Mhm.
deal, I just,
No, I don't think so.
What is that?
This was just an agreement of all the abutting landowners, a sign that they have no problem. They did
Okay.
this before we had scheduled, but they were all sent certified letters also about the public hearing and the rest of it.
Well, I could get with Tayona, in the next week or so and just change that description. So it's gonna start with, whose property are we talking about?
Greg Mellon.
Greg Mellenbacher's, and there's a cement marker. It's pretty clearly marked where it would start, but how would you would
Greg's has one.
actually
And his tax
designate,
number's on that
you know,
plan.
that spot?
And he has his parcel
I'm
number.
assuming it's the end of his parcel number, but we can
Yeah, it
find
would be
out
like
some
where his
specifics.
west line intersects
Mhm.
the line of Oil Well Hollow Road and then go southwest along Oil Well Hollow Road until it intersects with Campbell Road.
yeah, I feel we should just be specific on that when you're.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's all I got.
So are you suggesting we table it till we have a?
I suggest we table it until next month, until the specifics are in there. I mean, it's not gonna hurt anything. That's just my opinion.
Do we have to hold another public hearing?
No.
Okay.
We just want a specific something. Okay. I'll pass this each way. This is Richie's 284. Okay, copies. We all have to sign both of them if we're in agreement with it.
Don't you read it before you sign it?
Well, it's kind of,
Yeah, I know.
I thought about that, but
Which one are we signing?
You have to sign both of them, so this one goes to the county and one stays here.
it's about getting money, so it must be
Yeah.
okay.